So I'm inventing a whole new genre here by having minimal minor spoilers. And by minimal, I'm going to emphasize minimal. So I only give away few more plot details than you might see in a no spoiler review, because even a few details, teensy tiny, will reveal a lot of the plot and a lot of the story, but you can't help it. So it seems Romulus begins with a fairly simple story. You have Rain, and she and some oppressed workers for the Wayland Corporation have a really stupid idea. Let's go scavenge a ship that's going to be filled with aliens. Of course, they don't know, but it's the usual setup. It's not too bad. And Rain has a companion, android called Ant. So that's the basic plot. So to even talk about most of the film, we have to give away this one small detail, but it is huge. It is a huge detail. So get ready for it. There's a big cameo from one character from the first film. And I thought wrongly, oh, well, come on. We know what they're going to do. They're going to do, no, it's not Ripley. You're like, oh, okay, it's not Ripley. Well, who else could it? It's Rook or Ian Holm, or if you remember, it's Ash. So it's not Ash. People are getting it wrong. People think, oh, they brought back Ash. It's not Ash. It's an android like Ash, but a different android. But yes, this android has the same face, the same look, same body type. There is no nice way to put it. It looks terrible. It looks ugly. It looks really, really stupid. And you might think, okay, it was an interesting cameo. Let's move on. No, no, no. This cameo sticks around a whole lot for this whole film. This cameo, when introduced, keeps coming up. They keep returning to it. And so if you didn't like how it looks, yeah, it's going to be not the best film for you. However, I appreciate what they were trying to do. I don't think they're being disrespectful, but it just didn't look good for me. Some people think it looks fine. I think it looks terrible. So it's not a plot hole, it's just a visual hole. It's like it just feels out of place with most of the film because they do keep it to practical for a lot of the film, but there are places where there are clearly digital effects. But here it was like it really stuck out. So it'll really annoy you. It annoyed me at least. Anyway, so and that's critical because that triggers many other aspects of the plot. So without giving too much away, basically they are going to be pulling in Prometheus and Covenant. Now, Ash was not involved with that, but somehow the Ash android or the Ash style android is implicated in the Prometheus Covenant plot. It's not too much, and if you did love those films, and I did not, I don't like Prometheus or Covenant, you'll enjoy a lot of this film. But um, I was like, okay, I guess. The trailers aren't really misleading you that it's just sticking to Alien and Aliens. This is set between those two films. It's 20 years after Alien. However, no, they are pulling things from the prequels. So if you did not like Covenant and or Prometheus, you will be very frustrated with a lot of the film because they use critical concepts from that film. And people are getting that wrong too. Like, oh, Wayland is still alive. No, Wayland is dead. So they're keeping to the canon of those films, and that may have constrained what they were up to with their own story. That said, there were a lot of excellent action scenes. I think the acting, where it's critical, is solid. I think the Rain and Andy characters work out fine, but there are probably too many twists, and some of the twists that lead into the action scenes are a little lame. So I think that's why some of the fandom is a little frustrated. And 3 of the action scenes are excellent, but you can argue 2 and 3 of the other ones are, again, it's the same problem. They look visually terrible. They don't really look right. And I understand what they're up to, but it looks visually kind of dodgy. It makes sense with the plot, but it's visually dodgy. So we're mostly getting not the classic Alien, but alien mutants who look identical to the first film, but they're different. They act a little differently. And we're going to get a big twist with another kind of alien at the end. I'm not going to give away what, but you'll probably be like jaw dropping. So if you liked Alien Resurrection, yeah, they're going to go into that territory. So it's a very, very mixed bag. I enjoyed it for the most part, but a couple key scenes and that cameo do bring down the score because they just look visually very ugly and it's out of place because most of the film looks visually excellent, sound design excellent, the directing is excellent, but the camera movement, the whole thing, the production design, but again, those two aspects, the new style alien, I'm not going to give away what it is, and the android resurrecting Ash, a new version of Ash, basically. I think people are going to be split on that. Still recommend the film, but Again, you really have to love the prequels, and you have to be okay with the cameo. If you're not okay with these things, yeah, this film will be a disappointing experience.